Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through the new build that I've done for my new Rags to Riches playthrough. So this is on the same lot that we had Claudia and Hillary living on in the previous playthrough, where Claudia met her untimely demise when she suffered a cardiac explosion. Everyone was surprised, but no one more than me. So I thought it would be fun to have Hillary move back into the same lot, but I wanted to play with some of the new kits. Now, I did already film this entire thing, and every time I've tried to film everything today, it's all kind of been really jittery, and fingers crossed I fixed that so that you can actually watch this smoothly, because I really want to walk you through the build, and I want to show you some of the new stuff that is in the kits. I used the clutter, I used the greenhouse kit, and I used the basement treasures. So first of all, it is a relatively small build, but it's not actually a tiny home. It's still quite a lot of tiles, because we've got an upstairs, we've got a little conservatory slash garden, not garden centre, what do I mean, greenhouse attached to the house, and we've got a basement. So it's very compact, but it's not actually a tiny home. Those of you who watched from the beginning will know I am quite enamoured of the tiny home dynamic, because you get a lot of, or other mechanic, you get a lot of bonuses when you live in a tiny home. So this is kind of almost as difficult as living in a tiny home, and as difficult as building a tiny home, but with none of the actual benefits. So there is that. Also, I'm not 100% sure that this works. I will definitely test this out before I put it on the gallery for you, but I feel like it should. I think it should. In theory, the sim should be able to access the bed that way, and two people should be able to get on it, because they should scoot across. Whether or not that works in reality, time will tell. So starting with the upstairs, I did initially plan to make this like a starter home and to make it quite cheap. It kind of escaped me because I started decorating, and I don't know, it kind of got away from me because there's so much new stuff to play with. The clutter stuff I'm completely obsessed with. This is so cute. A little makeup mirror that is actually a usable mirror, and it's got a light around it. This is in the lights in case you were looking for it. And then this little makeup clutter, which you can't do anything with, but looks really cute on the counter. This is just a counter that I put next to the sink, but I used move objects to kind of put them up against each other. And I really, really love this new tile that I think we got it in the Growing Together pack. But a lot of the stuff in here is like the very, very lowest, cheapest item I could find. And then I ended up just kind of throwing in some really expensive stuff. I also really like the way that it looks, like this whole loft bedroom look. Again, I'd gone for initially what was supposed to be kind of a found items vibe. So I got these chests that were going to be like the bedside table, that were going to also work as a dresser, because she didn't have a lot of money, and then things just got away from me. These were some of the little things from the clutter. You've got like a little journal, and this little side like organizer thing that's got some glasses and a watch. I just think it's so cute. Really, really sweet little details, and especially for those of us who really like to build. I'm much more into build than I am into CAS. It's going to be a real game changer. Then the kitchen, originally I had all of these with second-hand items. So I had second-hand counter, second-hand, like everything. All the appliances were second-hand. And then as the build got more and more expensive, I was like, what are we doing? Let's just give her a nice new kitchen. So it is kind of a compact galley kitchen, but it is at least a little bit nicer now. So everything's kind of a little bit more premium. And I think that sink looks amazing. Although I do think that maybe that window needs to be there. Now these are not new clutter items. We've had these clutter items for a while, but I don't know. I kind of just felt like they were the only ones that I really, really liked for that little space. Something that as soon as I saw it was available in the kits, I knew I had to use in my next build, was this little retro TV. It is a usable TV, so I believe if you go onto it in the buy mode, it does say that it provides, yeah, look, it's in the TVs. So it provides fun, it uses energy, it must be a real TV. I'm in love with it. There is another TV that's like a console. This is not a real TV. This is just a console table, but I really wish that this was a real TV as well. And again, I had that stacked up on some old suitcases because originally that was the plan for the whole design of the house, and it just, you know, again, it just got away from me. There were too many good things to play with. I also spent a little bit of money on this whole garden, I want to say garden centre, greenhouse, little greenhouse extension. These are actually non-usable things, so it's kind of a pointless exercise, but I wanted to use them because they looked so cute. I do wish that one of these two could be used for like flower arranging, but from what I can see in buy mode, again, I haven't lived in this yet, so I'm not sure entirely what everything does, but from what I can see in buy mode, this is just shelves, and this just says it uses, gives plus to the environment. It doesn't seem like it does anything at all, so they're just surfaces really, which is kind of disappointing. I thought we might have had some kind of floral arranging or something, but no, it's not even like it would have been adding another game mechanic. We've already got floral like stuff. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I suppose it's not an expensive kit. It is just kind of little bits. Plus it's a really big deal that now we can make proper greenhouses and the roofs work. Oh, I didn't put that in. I'll do that now. I'm going to actually just do it the same as the house because of laziness. But there is, if you make a slightly larger greenhouse, there is this gable that you can add. I can't do that because my greenhouse is not that big, but it matches all of the swatches that you can get for everything to do with the greenhouse. So relatively compact living space, and then a fairly spacious greenhouse area compared to the rest of the house. And then this little room on the back, that is where you access the greenhouse. There's a little door into there. I've also made it so that the windows go into the house. So we've got as much light in that little living space as possible. And you've also got more light into this like back room, which is just really a stairwell. And then downstairs is the fun stuff. This is where we've got the basement. So I've never really designed or built a proper basement before. I've only done like finished basements, basements that are like usable rooms. I've never done one as storage, and I love all the new stuff that we get with these kits has made this so much more fun. It means that we can kind of put stuff in here that's usable still, it's still functional. For example, this is the little box set that you get all of your seasonal decorations out with. I love that. I love that that is an option to have in the house, but I never really want to put it anywhere in the house because doesn't really go with stuff. It doesn't really like go with the decor in the house. There are 3 different swatches of that, and none of them really are what I want in the house. So you could kind of put them maybe under the stairs, or it just doesn't fit. So I really love that now they've given us, I mean, I suppose we could do an attic as well with this stuff, but they've given us a pack that has inspired me to do like a storage room. And I think in the future, I probably will do some form of storage room again, whether it be a basement or an attic or like a spare room, because we've got so many little cluttery bits now. Also really like that this is a functional mirror. So although there's stuff in front of it, they also do a version of this mirror that doesn't have any frames. So you can just get the standard one as well. It also comes in a bunch of different swatches. But I really like the one with the stuff in front of it. And I like that you can still use it as a regular mirror. It could be the only mirror in your house, and it could be the one that maybe people have to go downstairs to use. I particularly like the idea that someone could come down and like psych themselves up in the basement. It's just, wait, what was that noise? Honest to God, I thought that it was like raining on The Sims. I think that's a noise within my house. So I really, really like that. But by far, I mean, all these little cluttery items, this little upside down chair, this record box, I'm so in love with all these little details. But by far, my absolute favorite thing that came with any of these kits is this. Does anybody recognize this? As soon as I saw it, I was so excited. A disassembled heart bed. It's 3,100 simoleons, which is probably insane for me to add to this starter home. This entire home is valued at 28,000, and it's supposed to be the one that I'm working towards in my rags to riches. I definitely didn't need this in the basement, doing literally nothing, but it does add romance. And the reason that I had to have it is for those of you that actually played The Sims 1, this was a real thing. It was the vibromatic bed. You could buy this bed and it vibrated while your Sims woohooed. I really, really wish that they had added this into the game as something that you could put back together. It says it's been over 20 years, yet this old vibromatic will still have you feeling flirty as you recall the good old days when you were living large, which was the expansion that it came in. It has a lot of history, and it shows. Nonetheless, there's still some motion in the ocean. Maybe the vibration engine could even work again one day. that if they're not telling us that they're bringing this back, they had better give us this as like a random bonus item, because I know so many of us would be so excited about it, but I would also be really excited to see whether or not maybe we could make this work again. I mean, it's quite expensive for like an item that doesn't work. But then these things are as well. Because part of me in the back of my mind then was like, I wonder if we will be able to. Maybe, but no. There's no way. There's no way. There is also one other thing. I'm trying to find it. There's another blast from the past from a previous game, and I don't know which version of The Sims it was, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's this one. I recognized this. Okay, what does it say? Uncle Bob's dusty rubber plant, having once spruced up a bare corner and enlivened many decks, this artificial plant is now a handy dust collector for generations to come, requiring much less tending than other plants. It stands the test of time for Sims who may want a bit of green without having too much work involved. So I don't know which pack this came with, but I know we have had this in a previous game. So I really enjoy the little kind of nods to the previous iterations of The Sims in this basement treasures pack. I'm sure there are more that I just haven't seen yet, but they were just kind of like the glaringly obvious ones to me. So this is our kind of working towards home. It's still small. It is definitely still a compact house. It's a pretty modest little home, but it's one that we absolutely cannot afford right now because we have 0 simoleons. I'm also going to give it a specific name. I'm not sure what that name's going to be yet. I am absolutely open to suggestion, and I will let you know before I put it on the gallery, because I'm going to name it dependent on what you guys say. So give me your suggestions. By the end of the week it will be up. And I will have named it, and hopefully before you know it, we'll actually be playing in this house with my newest sim. I did also make this family, the Fitzgeralds, and I made their home, and there were originally 2 elderly parents and 2 children, and now there are just 2 children left. So we're gonna have to, I think at some point, either stop them from aging, because I don't know how they're dying. In fact, I think I did already turn off aging on non-playable Sims, so I don't know how they're actually dying. Something is happening outside of my control, and I would quite like to know. Is there some kind of memory? Let's go and visit these Sims and see. Can we find out what happened to them? So this was Ken. Ken died before we ever got to the house. We didn't even come and visit this family, and Ken was not for this world. I'm looking for the urn for, I think it was Francis. Not seeing it. Let's take a look at the family tree. Oh, death by old age. Same for Ken. I mean, I don't know where she died. Maybe she died on a community lot, but she died of old age, even though I am 99% sure that I've turned that off. Let's just check. Yeah, auto age, unplayed Sims. Well, Francis and Ken defied all rules of The Sims 4. And back to Hillary. She's getting ready, you see. This is going to be our new Let's Play protagonist. She has no simoleons to her name, but she's feeling energized. Absolutely 0 items. And in the next episode, we will be getting started on her rags to riches story. But I'm feeling really positive. She's had such a terrible life so far. She's due some luck. If that is of all of interest to you, please make sure you subscribe to follow along. I also make Animal Crossing, Dreamlight Valley, and recently Stardew Valley videos as well. All just kind of like cozy kind of games that I've always played my entire life, and I just eventually decided to start sharing on the internet. So thank you for watching this one, and I will see you guys in the next. Bye!